couple of questions I get asked a lot about Bitelights is how do you attach them to things and can I turn them off after a short session? And I just wanted to show you exactly how we go about those two things. Now, when you get your Bitelights, you essentially have a choice of either a shrink wrap or a vulcanized rubber to attach it on. It might be a white, it might be a black vulcanized rubber. But essentially, all the different packs come with one or both of those items. Now, if you want to use shrink wrap, so for example, putting it onto a rig sleeve, which is a pretty usual application. First of all, you want to cut yourself a piece of the shrink wrap to the right sort of size for the Bitelights that you're using. Then if it's a fairly wide, like this one I'm using, you can give it a little stretch. Just get your forceps or something. If you've got slimmer fingers than me, you can maybe use that. I'm going to attach on something quite thick here, because I think that's probably about as thick as any rig sleeve you'd ever want to attach it to. And then just get your light, and that will snugly fit inside there. And when it's as you want it, all nicely positioned up. So that looks about right. You can either get the kettle on, or in this case, because there's nothing that's going to burn, I can just use a lighter. The Bitelights are pretty robust, so you can't do much to damage them, as you can see from the lighter. But you can see that's a very, very neat fit. And on a nice rubber rig sleeve, that's a cracking way of putting them on. On something like this, it might be a little bit slippy. So again, for some applications, you might find that the vulcanized rubber better. So if we go for the vulcanized rubber approach for this one here, we'll attach it onto the same thing. I'm just going to slide that one down there. We'll get a piece of the vulcanized rubber that's supplied. Now, in order to activate it, you just give it a stretch. It stretches to about twice the original length. And initially, so I'm doing black on white here, sorry, so you can sort of see exactly what's happening. I'm going to go once round it, and the tape, although it's not sticky, it amalgamates onto itself. So then we get the rig sleeve, and we just wrap round with the rubber. And I tend to go around twice, or if you're particularly curious at sea fishing and things like that, maybe 3 times if you feel like it's going to encounter some snags. But on the whole, if you go around a couple of times, that gives it about 8 pounds of pressure. And you can still pull it off, but it's going to take enough force. Oh gosh, I mean, unless I pull on it backwards, you see it's breaking the stick. That's not going anywhere. So the vulcanized rubber, great way of attaching it on. You can pull it off at the end of your session. You see it might do a bit of damage to the body of the Bitelight, because they will amalgamate and become one during the session. But then to shut it off, it doesn't matter if it's damaged, because we can fix it with the rubber supplied. We just trim off the back, and we expose the battery there and the edge of an inner layer of shrink. We take our isolation strip that we pulled at the start to activate it, and we just slide it along the flat edge of the battery. Now, it might take a little bit of doing, because it is only a very narrow gap it can get through. And when it's through, the light switches off. Now, we can store that in our Bitelight boxes, which are waterproof, so we don't have to repair the damage now. And then for our next session, we simply reactivate by pulling the strip, and then we repair the damage. So we activate a little bit of vulcanized rubber. We go always once round with the new stuff first, and then we can just repair that damage. and that will vulcanize into itself, and just in a few seconds we're ready to go again. So I hope that answers those questions, and I'll try and post some more helpful videos soon.